What's going on, beautiful people? Welcome back to another episode of Respect the Game podcast. My name is Edward, named after a great man, that being my pops. Shout out to my mama and my granny for raising boys too. Please make sure you go follow at Emax Stats for all your up-to-date high school, pro, and collegiate sports coverage. We'll not disappoint. We'll keep you up to date on all that is going on in the beautiful sports world. Not at full strength. 3-on-3. Get ready for the Olympics in 2028 out in LA. Saying that in regards to our brother Black Peace not being in the building with us, but make sure you go follow him. And we're gonna hold it down in his absence, excuse me. And yeah, man, we back. What is a podcast without your brethren?
Man, big brother Iron Man, Shine Hoy is on tapping in. Shine Hoy surgical picks, man. No, I've been saying that's been coming soon, but we in the height of the NFL season right now, and the NBA just starting to get consistent and rolling. Entering the third week, so coming to a digital wallet near you. Let's go.
Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, depending on where you are chiming in from around the world. It is the one and only Sedacious Miles. And usually, at this time, I always like to thank our audience for all the kinds of support, whether you're listening to us, whether you're sharing, um, commenting. We appreciate all of the engagement. But also, I want to take the time right now to thank my brothers, my compadres, my co-pilots in this podcast, because life be getting to us for real, and like this podcast shit ain't easy for real. And like for those of you who think it's easy, then hey, God be with you. But I want to thank my brothers right now because I know that life be getting to us and we still be dragging our ass to this podcast. And like, not to say like we don't always feel like doing it, but we be having shit going on. So, and I like to thank me because, out of all the things in my life, this is the one thing that I can cling on to that says that I am consistent and I can continue to be consistent as a man. So, um, let's rock.
Yeah, man, getting straight to it. That was well said. But yeah, no, I'm not gonna lie and say I want to do this every single week. I'm not gonna lie to you. I have my moments where it's just like I'm tired, boss. I'm tired, boss. But when we still do it, when I do it anyhow, it's always worth it. And
Yeah,
yeah,
feel good.
yeah, man. But nah, daddy daycare, adjusting to that, like you say, life is life, and so it's just like trying to tend to nephew and like the thought of it's like I gotta crank out these clips.
Oh
It's
yeah, man.
just-
Because I know the audience be like, why it be like three of them or two of them or then four of them, then three. I know, so it's like,
Shout
yo, as
out,
y'all can see, like we
yeah,
we really
man.
living this. We
Yeah,
living this. You know
shout
what I'm
out to
saying?
Black Peace. I know
Our
he
brother, our brother
adjusting.
is somewhere on
He
some grown
adjusting
man
to
family
the
shit.
yeah, he adjusting to the new job, the new promotion, running things at at the restaurant now. So like that's got its challenges. You know what I'm saying? But 5 years in running, despite life, and we're still here to Respect the Game podcast and thank everybody out there, like my brother Sedacious said, who's been rocking with us for the beginning and who's just not finding out about us and or tuned in, man. We're gonna give y'all a great show today and many more to continue. Get straight to it like it ain't nothing to it but to do it. Recently Brian Daboll, head coach of the New York Giants, was announced that he was fired on yesterday. Then you followed that up today with Nico Harrison, the Dallas Mavericks GM, he getting fired. And with all this firing going on, I couldn't help but think about the infamous um Vince McMahon meme or whatever, like yo.
Yeah, yeah.
um Starting with Brian Dayball, I believe that it is a crime that Joe Shane still has his job, the GM for the Giants, and Brian Dayball has been let go. I think that is an absolute crime. I think we need to start to look into what Joe Shane has on the ownership of the Giants because it is like it makes no sense why that dude still got his job. And I've never been like a big advocate for like anybody losing their job or trying to, you know what I'm saying, speaking on that. But he showed a low level of competence and being able to manage his job in the matter of his own 6, 7, 8 year old kid proved to know how to do his job better than him. When we go back to the Hard Knocks clip and the son say, I want to keep Saquon, daddy. Like I want Saquon on the team. And he still trades away Saquon. Then the owner looks you in the eyes and says, I want Saquon to stay a Giant. And you still trade away Saquon, goes on, win the Super Bowl in the division. You trade up in the division, not out the division, but you trade up inside the division. Saquon goes on to rush for 2,000 plus yards, wins the Super Bowl.
Saquon didn't get traded. He was a free agent, and they just didn't re-sign him. So he went ahead and signed within the division. So
Yes, chose not to pay Saquon.
right, they chose not to pay him. Yeah,
Yeah, might as well. Yeah, you had a chance to keep Saquon, nonetheless, and you chose not to do whatever it took to keep him. And your excuse for that was you wanted to lean on the quarterback and Daniel Jones, who you inevitably still let go. It makes no sense that, again, Joe Shane still has his job, especially when not just Saquon, but also Daniel Jones is looking like an MVP player.
he's been looking a little more Daniel Jones lately, but
He ain't looked nowhere near to
he hasn't looked
Giants.
Giants Daniel Jones at all. And I think that could be a prime result of Brian Daboll, right? He's had, a few different quarterbacks now, and he's always seemed to, be just good enough not to be good enough, if that makes sense. The LeBron James of Drew Gooden, if you will, just being good. And not even really being good, right? Never really competitive in the division. Not, not really too many notarized or notoriety or notarizable. I am butchering words tonight. But
Let the Lord use
just
you.
not right, but just not a lot of meaningful wins. What we talking about, man? Brian Daboll, he should go put unemployed in his bio. However, if he would like to be the OC of the Texans, I don't know if I'd be against that. I might take that back. I don't know. Poverty begets poverty. So, you want some positive stuff around the organization. But yeah, man, Brian Daboll just a figure of ineptitude, man. Think definitely the GM and the head coach are married at the hip, but when you consistently underwhelm and underperform, with the lack of talent or not, you've been there, 3 going on 4 years to build a culture, and he's gotten more leash than a lot of people would have. So, hey, man, good riddance.
I'll say this, and then I can't waste no more breath within the division. There should have been a clean. There should have been a clean sweep um, of everybody in the front office. I'll say that. That's just how I feel. I know you feel like maybe Brian Daboll should or should not have. I feel like you should just like clean sweep the whole thing, especially when you have. Well, then again, I think about it too because if you're giving Brian Daboll a chance with his quarterback, like why not give him the full chance? But at the same time, I just always felt like structurally they hadn't been good for a long time, even with Brian Daboll at the helm. So I just felt like, and I'm done. I'm done with that because they haven't been able to come out of division on top since '07 with Eli and them or whenever that was, however that was going on. So Yeah. But anyway, that's all I gotta say about that.
This is the Giants now. This is or that yeah, they've now had 6 coaches since 2016. Um, and even though I'm harping on Shane, the GM, like shouldn't have a job, Brian Daboll doesn't help his situation when you've lost 4 games in which you had a 10+ lead going into the fourth quarter with, and you still found a way to
Yeah,
lose those
man.
games.
Especially this year alone, like you have just you've been in a lot of thrillers, and you've always been on the wrong side of those thrillers. You know, losing or
Right.
never finding a way to win. So offense supposed to be your specialty, and at times they have looked pretty innovative offensively. Um, I think the defense has been much to be desired. Um, but with that talent on that D line and just the overall expectations with the new rookie quarterback, some new drafted pieces and a kind of revamped O line. I just don't think it was enough, in order to constitute him still staying. So,
What
you
was
know,
Jackson Dart's injury?
concussion.
Yeah, he's
Oh.
been evaluated 4 times this season for like potential like concussion like symptoms. Yeah. Um, yeah, man. So it's still early, right? Like, I know you they should say like get rid of everybody. The defense that was unable to limit the offense when they were given a 10+ point lead going into the fourth quarter. That defense is a byproduct of general manager Joe Shane. If you're gonna get rid of, obviously he had to hire Brian Dayball. Hopefully his resignation or him being fired isn't far. Hopefully we'll get that news later this week. Cause like I ain't saying I can do his job, but I am saying he pretty damn bad at his job.
Right.
um, Another fire we talked about in the beginning over in the NBA. Nico Harrison. Now, this is an interesting situation because last year when Nico Harrison traded away Luka Doncic for Anthony Davis, hey, we're trying to make moves at making a playoff, at making a run at a championship, and so on and so forth. All of the talk was, hey, Nico Harrison is the puppet. He's the fall guy. He's only doing what he's being told to do as it relates to trading away Luka Doncic. New owners are now in. Mark Jackson, I said Mark Jackson. Mark Cuban is no longer like has like overall ownership or you're like dealing with the day-to-day operations of the team. New management is now in, and Nico Harrison has to adhere to them. They want their own players in, not some players from like another regime. Trade away Luca. That's all I kept hearing was like, hey, Nico is just a fall guy. Don't blame him. Don't blame him. Now that the news is out that he's fired,
Right.
the story has turned into getting rid of Luca was all Nico Harrison fault. All of his idea. He made a whole pitch deck and presentation to the managers and the GMs. Excuse me, to the ownership as to why getting rid of Luca is a great idea. These being just owners, maybe guys not well invested into like basketball and like the players. And they only signed off on getting rid of Luca because Nico Harrison made it seem like it was a golden opportunity or like a right thing to do. And so it's just like, which side do you believe? I don't know because it's like last year it's just like, okay, well, essentially, if it's not Nico Harrison's fault, he just had to do his job. And if he didn't trade away Luca, eventually they was gonna bring somebody else in to eventually trade Luca. But now to hear whether it's true or not, now to hear it was all Nico Harrison's fault to begin with, and even the new owner, Dew Point. or DuPont, excuse me if I'm butchering your name, he, like came out and said like, hey, like we have to accept accountability for this. Like we were kind of just like trusting our guy and Nico Harrison, woo woo woo. And to make matters even worse, obviously they are bottom of the league right now. In that Western Conference, you gotta have a strong start if you're really trying to compete for a championship and compete for a playoff spot, considering how difficult it is to win in the West. Out of 44 games, Anthony Davis has only played in 14 since being traded from LA to the Dallas Mavericks. And thus far, he's averaging 20 and 10 on this season, but we know he's already missed a handful of games this season compared to Luka, who's played 35 games since the trade, being traded to the Lakers, and he's averaging 38 and 8 this season. And you compile that with Kyrie Irving being out, you compile that with you trying to really like develop a rookie and like Cooper Flag. Any team trying to develop a rookie, that's not like grounds the recipe for like truly trying to compete for like a championship title, in my opinion. And Nico Harrison, if it is true, because I want to shoot him bail and give him grace and be like, all right, you got to keep your job and do what you got to do. But if this is all your fault, if Luka being traded was all because of you and you thought you were like trying to be smart or be like Ujiri, the GM for Toronto, when it's like, oh my God, how can you trade DeMar DeRozan and you get a championship in return because you got Kawhi Leonard? If you're just trying to be smarter than what you think you are, I don't think you deserve a GM job ever again in the league for trading away Luka Doncic.
Yeah. Straight up and down.
Yeah, like
straight up and down. And I hope it really ain't your fault. And I hope you really the fall guy. But if not, then yeah, I won't say you deserved it.
It don't matter, man. They done ruined his name so much. He'll never get a GM job
that's
again in the league. And then, I hate to be that guy to bring up race, but it's already tough. You gotta be twice as good already in order to get that job. So it's like now you got an actual definitive real reason not to be brought back.
Come on, brother. Come on, brother.
What's that GM name? You made me think about it. What was our GM name for the Rockets when Harlan was here? Daryl Morey. Daryl Morey.
He talking about some Daryl Morey like he ain't the current GM for
the. I feel like there's a lot of dirt on his name as a GM. So it's just like when you think about the parade in the club and all of that, and Harden being like, yo, Daryl Morey's a liar, like publicly and stuff like that. He still has a job, I believe. But I'm looking at Google right now. Google is telling me Elton Brand is the general manager. No, that's what Daryl Morey is. He is the president of basketball operations. So he's not technically the GM, but he has this role. He still has a role and a job in the league. Is it far-fetched to believe Nico Harrison can find a job somewhere else? I ain't gonna lie, you're not supposed to walk into my office like interviewing for GM, because my first answer in the interview is like an owner is like, so what's up with that Luka trade? That's the first thing I want to know, and I don't think there's really
everything I love. Yeah, you gonna.
I hope he still get the interview though. But yeah, that's exactly.
I mean, but like, that's what I'm asking you first. Like, what's up with that Luka trade? And I still don't think there's an adequate answer you can give me to make me feel like, oh, okay, I see where you're going. Like, no.
But whoever's asking him this question got to be like, I'm sorry, I have to go here. They got to be like a real nigga. Like, cause only a real nigga gonna be like, yo, what's up with the Luka trade? And expect like either a nigga to be like, hey, yo, I fucked that shit off. Oh man, I'm sorry. I'm F-bombing. I do apologize. I'm talking like we talking off the podcast. Either you're gonna say, "Hey, that was a fumble," or you're gonna say, "Hey, they lying on me. They're trying to soil my name. I'm really hard at this," and that's that. That's it. And then you just got to be like, "All right,
Yeah, if
that's crazy.
if I'm a fan base,
That's damn near blackball right there."
if I'm a fan base and you tell me Nico Harrison is our
Yeah,
new GM, I'm
yeah.
terrified.
The guy who traded Luka Doncic to the Los Angeles Lakers, brother. You traded him to the Lakers. They already had LeBron James.
So this is where I would like to move the conversation, right? Me personally, now you getting rid of Nico Harrison. I think whether they admit it or say it or not, I think they should be in a rebuild phase because clearly you're not really like about to go win no championship no time soon. So we're like you need to move AD, you need to move Kyrie to get some like draft picks and get some younger guys as you trying to like build and make Cooper Flag like your franchise guy. Um, are there any teams out there or blockbuster trades that y'all could foresee happening with either AD and or Kyrie Irving by like the trade deadline? What kind of picks do we have? Do we got some picks to give away for Kyrie Irving?
I ain't gonna lie, we got everything. We got real ammunition.
Let's go get Kyrie, man. Let's go get Kyrie. Come on,
Nigga said, you know
Rockets.
what? Let's
Y'all know that's not happening. I think AD leave before Kyrie.
let's say 10 freaking guys. 10, 10, 10.
10 freaking guys. Now I'm done letting they can't smoke at that JA.
Ten freaking Nah, man. But nah, that thought just came to me off the top. I hadn't really like thought about like possible trade scenarios, but like, man, we were like, bro, we could make something, hey, man. Let's go get Kyrie. We need a point guard. Like, we know Kyrie ain't got like, bro,
It's about to be a fire sale in a minute.
bro,
It's definitely
why
about to.
not? Let's go get Kyrie.
Let's say let's get it.
We got enough for him to like not have to like rush himself coming off the injury or whatever. And I know by the time he comes back, he's gonna be like fully healthy. So
Kyrie and KD
Kyrie
would
to
be
Houston, bro. Kyrie
that'll
to
be
Houston.
that'll be thrillers and yeah, all them boys out there.
Get them while they weak and they don't really got no GM like overseeing type
Yeah, you
management.
a shark in the
It's like
water, huh?
y'all let Nico Harrison convince y'all to get rid of Luca was a good idea. So we know y'all sweet. We can finesse y'all out of Kyrie if we need.
I think they on
Nigga
guard
said,
because of that now.
Likely, but still, it's worth the try.
Yeah,
Just throw a
right,
little bait out
right.
there, see what they bite on. You know what I'm saying? See if they go say no or not. Yeah, I mean,
Yeah, bro.
we
I hope it hit. I hope it hit, bro. All the slips. I hope all your slips hit. I'm talking. I'm talking to my boy Shine Hard because
yeah, I picked up
I
on
love I love this.
it.
And I need to provide the context, right? I need to provide the context because it get real, it get wicked. My boy got to check on that. I'm trying not to curse, but we ain't been here in a minute, so I'm extra excited.
Nah, man. So sticking with the NBA, Cade Cunningham. Cade Cunningham shoots an historic 45 shots in an overtime game. That's crazy with just an overtime. This is not double overtime. This is not triple overtime, quadruple overtime. This is just one overtime game. And he took 45 shots.
they needed
Only
them hoes too. I ain't gonna lie.
winning by two versus the Wizards and only had 46 points. 46 is 46. but 45 shots to only have 46. How, like, do y'all, like, do you respect the 46 or do you look at it with a side eye because he needed 46 shots to get there?
Yeah, I mean, it just is what it is. It just is what it is. That's just numbers. You know what I'm saying? You can't really argue with the. Okay, so were those numbers efficient? Is the answer. So were those numbers efficient? Is the question. Depending on what your answer is however you feel.
I
I
mean, it
feel
wasn't
like
efficient. Like, he shot 31% from the field, 2 of 11 from three. Some people gonna say, who gives a damn? They got the W. I think if they had lost, then the 45 shots for 46 points would have been like more dissected. But I
yeah,
still look at the 45 shots and you only came away with 46. It's like, damn, you supposed to at least give me 70.
right.
Like
Is it
really,
sustainable and
really
duplicatable?
have a
No,
historic night, bro. 45
it's
shots. That's nasty
it's not
work.
sustainable or duplicatable. So, but they know that
Yeah.
though. They know that though. He just was on a tear, random night. It
Yeah,
go like
nah,
that.
yeah, for sure. Like, I get the game. It was an anomaly. Like Sean Hurts will say, like, they needed him. Like, he's your guy. So it's like, who else gonna take these shots? So, like, salute for you finding a way and like shooting literally to your hand fall
Oh
off.
yeah, 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 yeah. He's the epitome of keep shooting.
And respect to him too, because some guys miss your five. You may be 0 for 8, 1 for 8, 1 for 9, and you say, I don't got it tonight. But just imagine how his perseverance and his wherewithal and his don't quit mentality and his keep shooting mentality saved so many slips last night. Just, you know what I'm saying? Some dudes get a bad night, and like by halftime, they like, I ain't got it tonight. So he trying to facilitate his life away. But he like respected everybody who took him on the
Got
ticket
somebody
last
paid
night.
last night
Bro,
taking them
like he
45 shots.
cleared PR, cleared PRA with points alone, I'm sure.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
So the 45 shot attempts, Cade, you got to give me like 70 or 80 with those, bro. But respect for getting the dub and for everybody ticket that you helped cash the last, man. Uh, Last but certainly not least, I say our as in me and Isaac. The Houston Texans come back 19-point deficit in the fourth quarter. You can always count on the Jacksonville Jaguars to give us a win. Uh,
Literally, do you mind?
does that win this past Sunday, does it send us on a run, or is it just like that's how bad the Jacksonville Jaguars are?
Um, I think it says it's on a run, man. Davis Mills, man, it came in and did some of the best patchwork to save a season, bro. We got some real tough wins. We did get shellacked by the Seahawks, who, by the way, I believe is a real deal in the NFC. Think the Seahawks are to be reckoned with for sure. But I think they catapulted us, man. Saw Jaden Higgins getting more involved. If we can actually, he was like our first pick in the draft. If we can actually get him more involved within the offense, man, because the skill position in regards to the draft capital is there. You know, what we got to work with this year is what we got to work with. Jeremiah Love ain't coming until next year, hopefully, prayerfully, fingers crossed for Notre Dame standout running back. We definitely need that, but I think it catapulted us, man. It gave us some juice, gave us some energy, a much needed win, especially when things was looking bleak. You know, I'll take that any day of the week, man. Very tough win. Tough, stoic, heroic, agile, mobile, hostile, one band, one sound.
Yeah,
Well,
man. Nah, we're Texans. We 4-5 right now, 2-1 in our division, and looking at the playoff standings right now, like we're at ninth, and I think the Jaguars at 5-4. I think they're gonna fall off. Uh, we're at 9. ahead of us right now is the Kansas City Chiefs at 8. And then the only team behind us that I think we have to worry about is the Baltimore Ravens. Obviously, Lamar Jackson is back. They're trying to go on the run.
Ain't worried about
Uh,
the Ravens no more, bro. That shit over with.
Heard it here first. Was playing their
They need a
funeral.
rebuild, bro. The defense ain't been shit for a couple years. I know it kind of turned its corner midway through last season, but yeah, man. Henry only getting a year older. Lamar Jackson is a hard carry for the entire offense, man. Um, I just don't know what you do at this point. I don't believe that's a Super Bowl caliber team. Um, yeah, man, get the games out the locker room. You heard Lamar. You're playing too much.
Yeah, man. After you, yeah. So after wow, the Pittsburgh Steelers really lead that division at 5-4. It's crazy. Um, Joe, well, yeah, Bengals. I think they done too. Sorry, Joey Craig. Uh,
The Texans lead the AFC South or the Colts?
not the Colts. They lead now. AFC South.
Yo, I said a long time ago that
Colts
the
8 and
AFC
2.
South is always the Texans to lose. So I feel like because they ain't met yet, the Colts and the Texans haven't met yet, have they?
That's a great question. I
I
don't
don't.
think so, but
Nah,
I'm
hell
looking at
no,
it now.
no, no.
No,
I
we
would have
haven't
known.
played them yet.
Yeah, I would have focused in on that game because I know that's a division game for them. So,
Yo, you talk about that run is we get us an easy win this week versus the Titans. Then we at 5-5.
oh yeah,
Then
I ain't
we
worried about the Titans.
then we got to play the Bills prime time on a
That should be a great
Thursday.
game.
So after we beat the Titans, we'll be at 5-5. Then we got the Bills, the Colts, and the Chiefs are our next three games. David Mills, like if we don't get CJ back, can you do it? Can you give me? And the Bills the Bills ain't hot either. So we could I mean, I'm sorry, y'all lost to the. If the Dolphins can beat y'all, we got a chance, especially with our defense. Especially with our defense. Yeah, ooh, yeah, man. And we own the tiebreaker for the Ravens in the event that they do act like they want to make a run as we beat them earlier this season. So, hey, man, we sneaking in as a wild card, man, and gonna do some damage, man. Let's sneak in as a wild card and do some damage. Do y'all got for MVP? Do y'all think it should go to Jonathan Taylor?
Um,
I
Jonathan Taylor or Jackson Smith and Jimbo?
I think right now it should go to Jonathan Taylor because Jonathan Taylor because the touchdowns, bro. You can't ignore the touchdowns.
Mm-hmm.
On pace to match and or break LaDainian Tomlinson's record. I think he was on pace for like 28 touchdowns. I don't know if he'll get a 31. I highly doubt it, but Jonathan Taylor, man, having a spectacular season for the running back position. Saying that to a division rival, but have always liked Jonathan Taylor, man. Yeah, man, dynamic back, explosive, runs 4.3, shows up on film. The 4.3 explosiveness is all around black. Can run between the tackles, can stretch outside zone. Bounce it outside. Just do it all type of back, can catch it out of the backfield. Very versatile, multifaceted. You know, what can you say, man? That's enough compliments for Division 4.
I was gonna ask you this is I know coming into the season like you hung your hat on uh Bijan Robinson being like the best back in the league coming into this season.
I did as
Obviously the
well.
the numbers and everything would suggest that like Jonathan Taylor is that guy. But obviously, that's not to say in any way Bijan like ain't that guy. But obviously, the Falcons are struggling profusely. Like
Right.
what do you attribute to why Bijan Robinson hasn't been able to have Jonathan Taylor like season, considering the high hopes you have for him coming into this season?
Um, I mean, like I said, I've always thought highly of him. At the running back position, I've always thought of him to be a top 5, top 7 talent. In the league, I didn't really foresee this coming this season at all, especially with Daniel Jones at the helm, at quarterback. But I don't even know if it's a pleasant surprise, right? I mean, Jonathan Taylor had that monster year about 3 seasons ago, so I just think he has like a passing game that can actually complement him and open up the run even more. Especially with how surgical Daniel Jones has been this year, and I think he's just been a product of a more effective and efficient offense that isn't anemic as far as passing the ball. And they actually have a very talented pass catcher, a rookie who I bought in the league, Tyler Warren, who I don't think a lot of people saw coming, but I saw that coming from a mile away in regards to the dividends that he was going to pay not only in the pass game, being a dynamic pass catcher, but helping Jonathan Taylor in the run game. Being able to be an inline blocker and spring him on those big runs. So I he's definitely the best running back in the league this year in regards to performance. I think, out of the running backs this year, I think you got to go Taylor, McCaffrey, and then, probably Bijan a strong third, in regards to who's just been like, a cut above everybody else. So, shout out to JT, man. Again, enough compliments for a Division 4.
Yeah, we coming for y'all, Mr. Joel. Don't get too comfortable, nigga. Um, beautiful people.
Is Matthew Stafford not an honorable mention?
Nah, that nigga,
Hell no.
he on these odds right now for some reason. I'm trying to figure that out. He's got the
Matthew Stafford
best.
is
He
not.
plus he plus 300 along with Drake May. Load up the Draco. Jonathan Taylor plus 500. They
I think
got
they'll just be
Mahomes.
giving it away to Matthew Stafford. I don't think he's in a competition. I think honestly, it's Jonathan Taylor's to lose, bro.
Okay.
Yeah, it should be
It should be, bro.
1,010.
Running back ain't won
If we're
MVP since
respecting the
AP.
game, yeah, if we respecting the game, it should be Jonathan Taylor's to lose.
Yeah, man. I don't know if he having an Adrian Peterson type season, but
And I don't think he should be given no backhand compliment, i.e., offensive player of the year. And you try to get an MVP off to a quarterback. Like, no.
yeah.
Okay, so I'm hoping that Jonathan Taylor's production can stay on course to where he does win the MVP. Like that's what I would like for the universe to provide. But I feel like it could be tight. Pause with Matthew Stafford and Jonathan Taylor, and then I'm looking at Patrick Mahomes. He might have something. No. I think it could come down to them two when it's all said and done, bro.
Patrick Mahomes would have to, I think for Patrick Mahomes to win it, he would have to go on like an Asia Wilson type run and like win out the season.
Yeah.
That's the only
That's
way Patrick Mahomes is gonna win it. And they got Josh Allen on here too, which is crazy to me.
yeah.
But
I think Josh Allen. Who he got hit up by just now, so he out of there too.
yeah.
But I
And
mean,
I think they should
they still.
replace Sam Darnold. They got Sam Darnold at plus 800. Obviously, it's heavily quarterback favorite. It's like Jonathan Taylor is the only one uh, in the top six with odds. Everybody, Matthew Stafford, Drake May, Patrick Mahomes, Josh Allen, Sam Darnold, all quarterbacks, and then only running back you got out
Josh
of skill
Allen ain't
player.
winning no MVP this year.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? So it's
I
just
like
like
the
Yeah,
he,
Sam
plus 700
Darnold.
on this. Hold on.
I like
I,
Sam Darnold. as a
Yeah,
candidate for sure this year.
yeah, but like I feel like that's a tug of war between like him and Jackson Smith and Jimba because if you don't got JSN, who is Sam Donald, like you know what I'm saying? But I don't know. We'll see, man. We'll see. We'll see what the MVP race continue how it continues to unfold. Uh, this is a special time in the podcast, man,
Yep,
where
the door's
we
open.
like to open up the doors of the church. Yes,
We
the open up the doors of the
offer
pod.
God to you, oh my brother.
If you're out there and you're looking for a podcast home, a place that you could come
He
to,
will give you brand new pod, new episodes monthly, and sometimes mostly weekly. Come on.
yes, yes. If you're somebody out there looking for a podcast home, you need a place to come to help you get through your workout. You need to come to a place to help you get through your hours at work, your commute to work, your road trips. All you have to do right now in this pivotal time of your life where you need something to help you get through the day is hit that subscribe button. If you hit that subscribe button, we will offer you an abundance amount of content that will help you through whatever it is you're going through. You just need a break, you need to unwind, you want to watch a quick clip while you at lunch, come to the Respect the Game podcast and we'll have whatever it is you're looking for in the sports world, music, entertainment, pop culture. So yeah, hit that subscribe button. It don't cost you nothing. And if you already hit the subscribe button and you still feel just overwhelmed and want to do something else, you can hit that like button. And if you did the subscribe and you hit the like button, you just like, I just really want to do something more. You could hit the share button and you can share this with a friend and tell that friend and tell that friend and tell another friend. We'll be back here next week to do this all over again.
Yep.
We love you, beautiful people. We will see you next week.